You really have to be careful on these turns to make sure you don't, like, fall off a cliff. But, you know, there's always risks when driving. Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines, and we are back at New Vooperis. So today, I have to remember that I changed my pause button. I have no clue what we're going to do. Let's see. So we have this, which is still a slight issue considering we kind of flooded the entire map. And maybe we can do something with this water. Which way is this flowing? I mean, these coasts are really, really low. So I'm wondering if we could maybe make an artificial river just to put some water into here. It'll raise the coasts up, which will raise the land value in all these areas. The only issue would be if we did a little bit too much, we might cause some flooding. But overall, I think that that'll fix this major flooding issue over here, and maybe create a small floodway for the future. So I think we're going to go through with it. It's going to be really expensive, though. But we're going to be building an artificial river today. So the river is going to cut right through the mountain, which is going to be very painful. And I'm wondering if a canal would just be a cheaper way to do this. I don't know if the canals let you just cut through like that. They don't. So we're going to be looking at a lot of cutting. It looks like this spot over here we've already lowered, which is useful. So we can start here, and we're gonna have to deposit all the land we get somewhere. I don't know where we need it. I mean, this area we made look kind of ugly, so I guess we'll do that. And let's go ahead and slowly dig a channel through this. Like I said, this is going to be a very expensive project, but it should raise a lot of land value and at the same time give a little bit more of a fancy look to the areas over here. Over on this part of the city, the coasts are very close. Maybe not as close as they were before. There's still a bit of a cliff. I think it's much more extreme over here, though. Oh, maybe it's about the same. We may have some problems with building slowdown like this. Is it necessary for us to go ahead and make a river like that? Now I'm wondering, because maybe it's good to have the water this slow. I feel like a little bit of extra water, if we can just raise it a little bit, it'll be risky, but it'll also help clear this sludge out by pushing the water down a bit faster. It may not be the most necessary thing ever, but I do think it'll offer some improvements over what we have. We just have to make sure we don't overdo it, which is kind of what we always do, so let's be careful. So step 1, chiseling away the mountains, seems to be mostly a success. We've got a bit of water coming through. We have quite a ways to go before we hit the river, though. Very nice seeing the city population growing. We are currently at 224,000 population. I don't know if we could hit 1 million. I would love it if we did. 1 million, I think, is going to be our goal for this series. After we hit 1 million population, I don't know if we can really do much better than that. I know that there's a limit to how many cars and people there are, so it would look kind of weird after hitting 1 million. It'll just be like very few people in the areas, because it'll try to spread them out. So you only have like one person on each street, which we don't want to run into a problem like that. So I think after 1 million, we're going to have to think about what to do with this series, but we're only at 200,000, so I'm not worrying about that quite yet. Maybe I can find a mod to get more. Then it would just be the speed of my computer in question. I'm trying to make this kind of wavy, kind of look more river-like, you know. Put a little bit of style into it. But we're barely even digging anymore. There we go. Yeah, now it's actually higher. So we have to cut out the base of this a little bit more. Let's grab that height. We'll use that as our baseline for the rest of it. The water seems to be evaporating before it actually reaches. But, oh, no, there it is. We just need to make it slowly get deeper now. So we're going to go up a little bit here. I think that's good. We need a little bit more water coming through, though. And I wonder how we could convince it to do that. We can make a little bit of a channel going here. Make the entire thing a little bit deeper. Like I said, this is going to be very, very expensive. It's not going to be a cheap project, but it will be pretty cool once it's done. I always love working with the water in this game. If you guys couldn't tell from the sewage system from back in Lost Vooperis, I do very much enjoy messing with the water. The physics are just so good. And it looks like we're getting close. The river is certainly introducing... Oh shoot, I did the wrong bit. Whoops. It's okay. We're making slight, a slight mess with all of this, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. There we are. So now this is a bit deeper now. Hopefully the water starts flowing in the correct direction. That seems it drops a bit, and it drops a bit more, and then it meets the main river. Well, we will see what effect this has on the city. We do have quite a bit of water flowing through this artificial waterway now. It'll lighten up the amount of water here. It already has. Yep, the amount of water coming out of here because this used to be overflowed. So that'll cause the map to kinda, you can see the beaches are becoming slightly visible. And now this large amount of water here, this is the question. What effect is this going to have on our city? Hopefully it'll have the effect I'm planning, which is getting the coasts a little bit closer to the water so that the property value goes up. It looks a little bit nicer. We may be able to even make some artificial beaches if we manage to smooth it out properly. We just following the wall of water. It is a lot of water we're transferring. Honestly, we could make a mini dam on this if we wanted to. It wouldn't be very effective, though. You have to be very small to work with this. But here it goes, and it's going to hit the junction soon. As the water pours over. This is going to be interesting. And we've got another big drop. Millions of gallons of water just surging through, gaining some speed. It's got a corner to turn. It's got one more turn to go before it meets the main river. This river actually looks pretty healthy. It's very, it's carrying a lot of water. It's deep enough that it's got some good movement going without it being ridiculous. And now it's just going to be pushing against here. Once the force overcomes the initial force from this, it's going to start, there it is. It's going to start getting pulled along. It's much higher than this, so we should have it start pouring over. Which it's starting to do that right now. There it goes. The merge. And now the merge is causing this part of the river to rise. And it's not slight either. This is quite a bit of an increase in water flow. So we have to be very, very careful and keep an eye on this. So now that the water level is increasing, you can see right here, it's right on the edge. That's exactly what we want if we were to make artificial beaches. And this higher level of water is going to be pushing through and getting closer and closer to the cities. As it stands, I think we actually did the perfect amount of water for this to work. This coming over here is also going to cause this to rise up. It's going to cause this to get engorged a little bit. We'll see what happens. It looks like this is dropping. We may actually have a little isthmus form right over here. This will get closed off and stop flooding. This is getting much lower, which is good. And you can actually really see the difference between here, where there's a slight cliff off the edge, and way over here, where there's a massive one. But as the water comes over, we're going to see the property values and how they're affected. The coast gets high property values just from the get-go. Let's check Poplar Heights and their land value. I'm not sure if the average will actually be affected too much by this. 48. We would need like a really coastal area for that to really affect it. But you can definitely see the blues are getting a little bit more green over here. We are actually making a lot of land grow in value. And it's just a little change too. As long as we don't cause any flooding, this is really free value, other than the millions of dollars spent on the river. But it's not a building that we have to continually pay for. It's a slight landscape change. We'll see what effect it has on the city. Obviously, in areas like this, I don't think it's going to do too much. And by the time the water is here, it's going to spread out so much, it won't really rise at all anyways. So that's not really what I'm concerned about. We have so many bridges and stuff, it's crazy. Okay, so I guess now we wait. Maybe we can do something else while we're waiting. I kind of wanted to make an artificial coast, but I don't know where I could actually do. I think the shark fin district is a good place for it, just building out a little bit of a coast. But I've never really used this slope tool. So click with a secondary mouse button to set slope location, and then click with primary button and drag. So we're gonna try this. Secondary, prime. Oh, you know what? That kind of worked. That kind of worked. Okay, well, we need some soil to do this. So we'll get some soil from over here. Widen this out a little bit just to make it turn in the correct direction. Help it out a little bit, and now we have a lot of soil. Now we can try using that slope tool again. Oh, you know, it's not going to be a shark fin anymore if I mess with that, is it? It looks like it does actually slope pretty well. It's just a little bit too intense for our purposes. I don't know if we can, I mean, it's so slight that it would take forever to get it to make a proper coast. I think I can make one by hand, but I don't have enough space here. We really don't have any nice beachfront property. I mean, we have the dam district, but there's no sand. There's no real beach. Just like a big lake. I'd like there to be like a nice area, which I guess we could make come off of the Kiwi district, but it's completely industrial, the Kiwi district, so that doesn't serve much of a use to us. Huh. Well, we'll see what effects this has on everything in the future. Obviously nothing bad has happened from it yet, so the only thing I really see is that the flooding over here is starting to go down. And you know what? If we were to buy these tiles, this is a nice beach area. We could actually make this into a district. Why haven't I actually thought of that? Not a horrible idea. Slightly expensive though. That's okay. Yeah, look at that. That actually wouldn't be horrible. Once it stabilizes, we could actually build a entire bit of the city over here, right on the edge of the map. They actually do have nice beaches over here now, because we kind of flooded everything. Thanks, Dam. You did a great job of flooding the entire map. Very proud. So yeah, this doesn't appear to really be changing much. So I guess it did serve for, like, helping with the flooding over here. Didn't really change the land value much, except for right after where it happened. It didn't really push the effects down, though. Hopefully it does, however, help out with this pollution. This pollution is getting kind of bad. We're gonna work on that a little bit as well. Let's just very quickly plop down some more water cleaning things. Where is the one from the actual game? I don't know where it is. What? Floating garbage collector. Then it's gotta be under garbage. There we are. Floating garbage builder. Well, lessens water pollution. And we just boop, 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 boop. They're really expensive though. So we don't want to overdo it, but I do want to kill that pollution. It's really nasty. They're doing a bad job though. They are not doing much. It's kind of disappointing. Here's before and after. Going back over to the airport area, things are just looking good altogether. We're bringing in a lot of people into the city. The tourist areas are doing great. The residential areas are doing great. We've got high density, high quality housing and businesses all over the place. Overall, I can't really complain. The city is growing at a very, very high pace. I think the next thing is actually going to be building along this coast here. But I don't know if the That may be a little bit too far for the traffic, because we've got the, I think we're gonna have to make this highway go through the mountain over there. And that won't be too hard to do. So we shall do it. Let's go ahead. We're gonna break this temporarily. Grab the highway. Oh, we're not on curved mode. Now we're on curved mode. And we want it to end up right over here. And I know I'm using tunnels. You guys should be very proud of me. I made a lot of people annoyed by not using tunnels for a while, so hopefully this redeems me for my horrible non-tunnel usingness. Beautiful. I mean, they're slightly messed up, but we can get that sorted out. There we are. This one is going in the wrong direction. So let's fix that. Are you kidding me? I can't change the direction of that. Oh no. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. No! Stop, you horrible game. A horrible game. Hate you too, Cities Skylines. There we go. That's better, and now we just flip everything else. The other tunnel's not gonna let me flip it either. Watch. It's going to be an absolute mess. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. It's all good. Okay, so now that we did that, we need to... These guys really liked leaving the city from there, so I'm going to have to give them an alternative way. I wonder if we can just go over. No way. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's so good. It goes over that tunnel into that one. Oh, that's great. That's actually exactly what we needed. Oh, I love that. Okay, now that that awesomeness is done right there, all we have to do is build out these highways just a tiny bit. Do 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 do. Can I just... Yes, I can. How convenient. And now we just turn this one around. And look at that, we've got a new stretch of highway over here that we can use for whatever we need. These guys are still using their little off-ramp there. They're very happy with it. I should make an option just to go straight off of there to it. Just to make it so that they don't have to slow down. I don't know if that actually improved anything, but maybe it did. Good job, me. So now that that is all set, I don't know if I made it better or worse. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. It's working, so... Oh well. So now, let's go ahead and zone up a new area. We have high residential demand and actually industrial demand. We can expand our industry in a bit. As always, we're just building the backbone of the district. And now that the backbone of the district is complete, we fill in all the gaps. So that people can actually put buildings and stuff in it. I've got this down to a system. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But you know what? It works. And any second now, we're going to hit the point where, yeah, now we go sideways, make some blocks. Go ahead and do that. And now one more. And we are good. Finally, we need ways to get in and out of the city. Oh, I thought that connected to the tunnel. I am incorrect. But I can do that. Ha! Look at that. You can go straight under the city from there. And you can also... what we'll do is we'll upgrade this to a 2-laner. And then we will have an option to... Never mind, that's just dumb. We'll still have it be 2-lane because then you can go either left or right. I think that's actually a good idea. And we'll have a way to leave the city similarly. Bam. Boozled. And then a way to get to the far end of the city. And a way to leave the far end of the city. Though I don't want to put them right next to each other. So we'll actually put one of the ways to leave right in the middle here. And we'll put another way to enter. I'm happy with that. More people enter than leave, so we should be fine. As always, this time when we do our commercial, I'm actually going to focus it on tourism. It's right on the coast, and this is... I like how the tourism looks when it's all built up and shiny and the bright lights. I like it. We're actually going to build in some office area. In the center of this district. They're going to have a very nice area just for doing their work. And then on the outside, we're going to have a whole lot of residential, which we can actually just use this tool for. Bam. And now it's all zoned up. Obviously, we're going to have to give them a source of water. I'm predicting about 40, 50, nah, probably 30, 40,000 people will live in this district when it's all grown up, because Poplar Heights, which is comparable, it isn't quite done growing yet. It's at 290,000. How about the Forest District? 20,000. 13,000. I said 290. It's at 29, not 290. That would be a lot of people in that one little district. So I take that back. This is probably going to hold like 20,000 because I forgot the center is all industrial, so it doesn't actually hold people in the center. Obviously, we should connect these two districts together so that they can walk to each other. And also, if they want just, you know, transit for work and other things, it's always nice. Like I said, though, I want to make it... Shoot. Different pause button is really killing me. Okay. Sterling Heights? We already have a Sterling Heights. Oh, Sterling Park. Sterling Heights. Can we get a new name? Just a random name? The district. Sure. Now the district is going to be here. I'll give it a proper name depending on what you guys want to call it. I don't have any fancy names in mind. I think I'm just going to do a completely normal area here other than the tourism. And watch as they build up their new district. How exciting. The Yam district seems to be going overtime when it comes to the police force. It's almost as if they're planning something. There's been a number of people who were thrown in jail just for not being yams. I hope no strange situations develop in the land of the yams. It is a very dense district, and if people start being persecuted for not being a part of yam kind, we might see some sort of a revolution. That would be bad. Thankfully, yams don't have arms, so they would have a little bit of trouble holding guns. So it looks like the district is growing. It doesn't have power though, which is a slight problem. I get it. That was a good one. That was a really good joke. Very good joke. We're just gonna give them some green power to start. I'm trying to make our districts a little bit more self-reliant. When they all depend on one dam, it gets pretty risky. Pretty risky. Oh, that is a very nice wind turbine. Very nice. Overall, things are going pretty well. We are growing in population still. We aren't having any serious issues. I actually want to look at this on the Kiwi district. Just the routes. It goes so many places in the city. It goes throughout the city to give them all supplies. And look at that. They really use all of the highways and backbones of the industry. They even go all the way over to the Cloverleaf district to supply them with supplies because they always need supplies. The Cloverleaf district is just a huge problem. Like, they are always having issues. But, you know, at least they aren't as bad as they were before when they were literally falling apart. Looks like subway use is pretty high. It's pretty crazy that the city's actually successful. Once we disconnected it from the outside world, I had my doubts about how well things were gonna work out, but it looks like things are going well. We actually have a lot of tourists coming into the city as well. Our tourist population probably isn't too high. 602 weekly visits. We can push that up. We just need to focus a little bit more on the industry. I mean, we could put some cool stuff down. Traffic park. With traffic signs and rules. That doesn't sound very exciting. Theater of Wonders. Ooh. The Modern Art Museum looks pretty cool, though. So we'll put that in Poplar Heights. We'll give them something to be excited about. Oh, wait, we need to actually check the zoning. No, there's nowhere in Poplar Heights where they'd actually like that. It's too noisy. We can put it on the Spaceport District, though. We can actually put a lot of nice buildings on the Spaceport District. Because no one there cares about the noise. And it's a huge tourist destination. How fancy. Very modern museum. What do we unlock from that? The fusion power plant? I feel like we actually have all the things required for the fusion power plant. Maybe not. Eden Project, 300 city service buildings. We're actually getting close to that. Parks and plazas. Do. Looking good. Yeah, fusion power plant. Eden Project. Fusion power plant. We can actually put this down somewhere cool. We should put it right at the top of here. Or actually, we have a good area for it. The Mountain District. Let's put the observatory right on the Mountain District. There's no reason to really not put it in a nice area like this. It's on a mountain. Apparently all the space is already occupied, though. I don't know, maybe that area is just kind of bad. I don't know how we're gonna get it on top of this mountain, though. Let's see, if we break this, buy this, we can make a little flat area on top. Okay, and now we will... Oh, I have a plan. I have a great plan. That won't work. Never mind. Because I was thinking to just have blimps bring people there, but they actually need the service stuff to be able to reach them. I don't think there's a blimp trash service and stuff I can get. Disappointingly. Very sad. So it'll go right on top of there. Going to have the most dangerous road of like all time. But we will make it work. Who cares about safety on a road? Sure, nobody's ever died from cars before. That's certainly never happened. Wow, this is at least it looks cool, you know. We'll just keep zigzagging. You really have to be careful on these turns to make sure you don't like fall off a cliff. But you know, there's always risks when driving. It's not like there's any unnecessary risks here. The government of Spook Vooper would never make unnecessary risks for its citizens. Never. Especially not to save money that would have been used actually terraforming. That would never be done. Look at that. Beautiful. And we will connect it over to our tourist area. Oh, do we have to do one more thing? I'm not sure. Come on, let me... Oh, that would be a sharp turn, but you know what? Like it really matters. Like it really matters now. I don't think anyone really cares about that sharp turn if they've already committed themselves to going up that crazy monstrosity. And we can just connect that right there. Look at that. We could even like zone some buildings along that if we wanted to be really crazy. But I'm not that bad of a person, so we're not going to. And for power, we have to actually run some power lines all the way down. Now I'm gonna do it down here. Have them just steal some power from this guy. Sorry, man, your electric bill's gonna be kind of high. You're powering all the lights on the road and this massive observatory. There we go. It looks pretty good, you know. It's beautiful. Great road. 10 out of 10. Would fall off road and die again. Why? Oh, if someone started walking up there, I would laugh so hard. I would laugh so hard. Like an 80-mile walk all the way up. If you climbed up, it would be far less, though. So, maybe someone should do that. I don't think anyone's ever going to visit that, but that's okay. So let's see if we've got that done. Hadron Collider, Space Elevator, Eden Project, Medical Center, Fusion Power Plant, Construct Water Treatment Plant. Well, to be fair, we never really needed one. But let's put down a tax office. I feel like that should go in like the center of the city, where all the bureaucracy lives. So we'll put that over on the nicer area of Sterling Park. Now we have a nice tax office. Very nice. Let's get rid of that fusion power, not the fusion power plant. Where did I put that water treatment plant? That completely useless water there it is. I'm gonna delete you now. Bam. Okay, so now that we've built that, what else do we need? Space elevator, Eden Project, fusion power plant, fountain of life and death. We will put that inside of the Yam district to remind them that even though they own their own district, that doesn't mean we can't take it back and kill all of them. You hear me, Yams? You hear me? You hear me? Silly has been planning some things, and it's slightly worrying. And finally, I think there's one more thing. Hadron Collider... Fusion power plant. Fill 3 instances of cemetery. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. That's just annoying. Oh, great. I mean, I guess we can work on the space elevator as well. Let's put a little wealth symbol. What's the richest place in the city? New Yam is at 72. The Corgi district is at 77. Brooklyn is at 62, 53, 68, 46. 69, 57, 81. Sterling Park really wins out when it comes to the most valuable. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, Sterling Park is just... When you mix the coastline with the amount of services and stuff they have, they are very valuable. We have another death wave incoming. That's annoying. But that's a lot of wealth. But that's fine, because they have just earned themselves a statue of wealth, and we'll put it right where the shops are. I think that makes sense. Right in the middle of the shops, we'll put this beautiful fountain. Everyone will remember how rich this area is. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Maybe that brought the value up a little bit. What else? I'm not sure what this is for. Medical center. Your city can build a memorial to remember a past disaster. Hey Briarwood, how's it going? Yeah. That's certainly the one we're gonna be remembering for quite a while. Disaster Memorial. It's very sad. Oh wow, look at all the flags. Wow, that's a whole lot of England. I don't know why there's so much England, but most of those are just slightly different. I know that some England territories just have English flag, but no, they look all the same. Looks like this is just European countries over here. We got Germany and Italy, Spain, and that's Belgium, France, more Spain. I think it's just a random what it was, and it just ended out to be a whole lot of Englands next to each other. But that's okay. But we're remembering Briarwood Square until we actually do something with this area. It's a very flat area. It's pretty cool. What else do we have? Oh, we're running overtime. You know what that means? I think it is time to end this video. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed, and I will see you all again next time. Bye. Is anyone actually here? Oh my god, someone's coming up. 2 people are coming up. Whoa. These guys are absolutely insane. And this one's a taxi too. So like he has to drive someone here. Very exciting. Yep, he really wanted to see that enough to risk it. Wow, look at the view. I think that's even more worth it. Just the view from here is really nice. Wow. Well guys, thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time. Bye.